Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Suman Rahim here, Master Covenant, Breaker 7 Seals. This will be a quick presentation, brothers and sisters. I've had troubles, hours. I'm not sure it's working now, so I'll give a short version. Hopefully, tomorrow I'll give it the normal version I intended to give. But let me check now to see if I'm even getting my voice or anything. I mean, just to crash it. I fixed one thing, another failed, screens wouldn't. It's all one problem after another. So I'm going to give it a short version and hopefully see if it works. And hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to follow up with the normal version I intend to give. So let me check my sound here. So I get any sound at all. I'm not sure it's working now. Okay, I am getting sound, so. Anyway, I talked about fear, so. And fear is what's driving most of what's going on, brothers and sisters. I mean, that's the energy, the increased energy is deriving it with fear, right? That's the quality side of it. Are people in fear? And they're using fear to keep you under control. And they're applying more and more fear because you have heart to control you. So at the point you received your mind, the point that you remarked, at the point that you got your mind back, at that point, they lost control of you. So the man was out of control, broke his chains, but he was still fighting himself. But his nature was strong enough to recognize Suleiman, right, and went to him and got his mind back. Got to read these things carefully. Okay. So let me talk a couple of things I'm going to go through. Chapter 13. This is about chapter 13, 666. And I'm going to say a couple of things. I'm going to go into that briefly, quickly. And then hopefully I'll solve my problems. Maybe not. I don't plan on buying a new system. I've already done that enough times. Because let's get into that somehow. They got into it today. They definitely was in it. Because it was just the way things was happening. Okay, I talked about vectors. We'll move on past that processes. But this war in the Middle East is going to happen. They talk all they want, doesn't matter. Like I said, it's just they're talking, they can't change the fact. I mean, you can talk winter all you want to, and spring comes, it's not going to matter. You can't talk the way out of spring. They talk and say, man, it's getting warm. What can we do about it? They come on ideas, right? If they're not familiar with the spring, they have all ideas, man, how can we keep this getting hot? Man, we're going to lose our igloos, we're going to lose our snow, we're going to lose all this, right? So they talking. And that's what's happening now. They talking. Hey, man, how... because what are they talking about? They're talking about how to stop this war. What's that mean? Break it down mathematically. How to keep the pressure down. How to keep the temperature down. You see? If they were telling you to get hot, they wouldn't be talking about that. That's why you start looking at this mathematically. What they're saying is we got to try to keep the war, keep having a war. In other words, the temperature get too hot, right? See? Then you got high velocity collisions, fatal. They might survive it. You see, that's what he's saying. But they can talk all they want to. It's like, you have in water, right? You got molecules. They say, man, how are we going to stop from boiling? And they got all these ideas. But the fires keep going. They're getting hotter, hotter, hotter. And they get more violent, right? You see what I'm saying? But that's not going to stop from boiling. It's just they don't understand that it's going to boil. They're trying to stop from boiling. They're trying to stop the pot from boiling. These are, if you look, atoms are sitting in the pot, you try to stop it. That's what because it could boil. It means it's colliding. It's violent temperature. I don't know if you understand that or not, brothers and sisters. So if you study math like I was telling you, vectors, this stuff will be walk in the park. He's the one. He's telling, hey man, just listen to me. We can stop this thing from boiling. Can't. Unless you turn the fire off, they can't turn the fire off. If they turn the fire off, he said, I can stop the boil. He can't. Listen to me for a minute. You know, see, you're not paying attention. He said they work behind their back. So in other words, they got to talk to each other. But if they do it shrewdly, they talk in the background or they got to talk in a way that over your head where you understand it. See? So they got to communicate with each other, and you around, so they got to be able to talk. Maybe like you speak English, they speak Spanish, so you understand what they're talking about. So a man could come to your Spanish, I'm gonna cut your head off. He be smiling, shaking him, I'm gonna cut your head off. You don't know what he's saying because he's speaking Spanish. But he's telling you he's gonna kill you. He's gonna kill you. He's gonna rape your mama, your daddy, and everything. Gonna cut your head off, and you just see. And they could develop a language. And who do you think when he says he wants to take and put people in South Salvador, homegrown terrorists, they're not the one from other place, people that's born here. Who do you think they're aiming at? That's almost equivalent to throwing you in the river. He wants to take and put homegrown, that means people in jail. You send your ass to El Salvador, get rid of your ass. Send El Salvador. Because when they start doing that, who's most people in prison? You. They'll start sending American prisoners that's born here, citizens. Who you think they're talking about? Who's the most people in prison? That's what Trump's trying to do. And they eating or like warming it up. Let's get the aliens, the criminals and stuff. See, get people's mind program, prepped, prime the pump. So they goes that level. Next level, see, criminals too. We might as well get them. Why got him paying for them in prison? We paying millions and trillions of dollars for them in prison. We can send them down to El Salvador. You see, save money. They criminals. We're already putting illegal aliens. So that's the next step, right? You see what I'm saying? Who do you think he's aiming at? If he can get that other thing going, he can get that going. If he can get them to put aliens, that's it. Not just the one illegal, but the ones they putting the ones legal. They're the ones that are illegal. They gradually getting it up. And you next go to a homegrown. Who the hell you think they're going to put in the prison down there? Means get your ass out of here, the country. Then you out there, you ain't never coming back. Another way to get rid of you. That's how they're playing against you. Who do you think that's aimed at? They start taking white folks out here. People they ain't going for that. They're gonna be taking you out, and if you riot, then you're a criminal too. Now your ass can go. You don't see it. It's too complicated for you. People start, oh man, you're putting black folks and start rioting against Trump. Okay, now, because remember they can send the military in to good rioters now. You don't see this shit coming together. So that when you riot, the military come and get your ass, not the police. They will come and get your ass. And so now, right? What's this thing they're coming about to say that you against American policy, some kind of law they talking about? That means you're against American policy. So now you're a criminal. Send your ass to El Salvador. So anybody protest, their ass get going. So otherwise you keep your damn mouth shut in fear, or your ass get criminals, and then you down El Salvador, out of here forever. You don't see it coming. Farrakhan, oh, he's supposed to be quiet. See, he's supposed to be the watchman, but then when the lions and the bears start showing up, he's supposed to be quiet and not say nothing. Hey, what the hell we paying watchman for? You're supposed to security guard, but when somebody come up, you let him right on in. You don't say nothing. Keep on believing that. I tell you, a lot of people are going to be lost for lack of knowledge. You can't see this coming. You can't see this coming. Who's in prison? Let's move on, brothers and sisters. A lot of people are lost. Let's move on. I'm going to go through quickly, brothers and sisters. They got plans for you. It says they plan against you. Revelation 13. Am I this wrong? Oh, Okay, I made a mistake here. That's not the right. It should be 13 brothers and sisters. This is 18. Okay, I copied it wrong. Okay, I'll fix it. I'll fix for tomorrow. Okay, building a ladder. Let me talk about that and then we'll go straight into it. You know, when you go to the gym and they got weights, right? And so say you've been there 5 years and you still can't pick up 20-pound weight. Well, why can't you? Because you ain't been trying. I said, hey, you've been 5 years, man. You can't. But if you go pick it up, it's going to be heavy at first, right? Or 50 pounds is heavy. You say, oh, man. So you just say, man, it's heavy. So maybe you go to 10 pound, maybe you just go stop going to the gym altogether. But see, you got to work it. And then after you get 10, right, then now you move to 15. But you got to, and it's hard. That's why it's weights, right? Weights. Right? And that makes you stronger, because the more you lift, the stronger you get, and then you start seeing the benefits. Well, what's the equivalent mentally? What's the equivalent mentally? See, because you have all kinds of muscles in your brain, so to speak, all kinds of ideas, because that's why you can do all kinds of different things. Like muscles, if you have only one muscle, you only do one thing. You can do all kinds of things. You got all kinds of muscles, they work together. Same thing, you got all kinds of different functions in your brain. And INJIL is designed to exercise each one of those functions. So if you go to the gym, you just do arms, then you might have arms that big, but you may be legs that small, right? And chest, gut and everything else, but you got a big arm, because that's all you exercise. But if you go to full body thing, then man, you get your arms, everything is in place. It's just how you do it. And the same thing with your brain. See? And like right now, it's like, say for instance, here you are, everybody in kindergarten. And so that's the level. You got to do it. Or then they move to a fifth grade level. Okay, well you got to start learning, add this, subtract, and everything. They deal on the fifth grade level. See, you go to eighth grade level, right? Got multiplication, division. Then you go to high school. Okay, you got to learn algebra stuff. That's the level you got to learn, and that means you got to study. You can't lift weights fast. You got to study to do that. Otherwise, you can still be in the kindergarten, so you run around, crawling around when everybody's just dealing with algebra and carrying on when they get to high school. Do you understand that? And so that's how Adam, because he was taught advanced mathematics and things, see what he's done with it. And as soon as they say, oh man, we stand with right, with what they had. And so the mathematics they had could not produce what you have here. The mathematics they had could only produce what they had. See? If you want to do certain things, you need calculus. You need certain things, you need algebra. Certain things, you need multiplication. See? They do things they do here, they need calculus and matrices and these advanced mathematics to do the things they're doing right now. Just simple thing, it's a can. We put can, like a can of beans or something. They use calculus because they have to say, okay, I got this much beans. Now remember, he's producing beans, but he had to buy cans to put the beans in. So he says, okay, you do some calculus. I know how to do it, but I'm not trying to explain it to you. But you have to go and say, okay, you say, what they call it a function, max minimum. It's a max minimum function in calculus. Where you say, okay, how can I put what kind of can, what shape the can needs to be, right, and the material to be, so I can get the cheapest can, because they're going to charge for the material and have to form it to put to put this much pint of beans in it. It's a max minimum problem, right? So they come back and say, okay, this is the shape it has to be in. That's why you see different shapes. Those shapes are not different just for to make it look good, to be perfect, no, to be cool. Those shapes, they mathematically, they say that's the best shape, the cheapest shape that we can take and put this product in, but we ain't got to spend that much money, because it's easy for them to make this particular shape with this material, right, and this size, right. That's it, and it's a calculus problem. So they come tell, okay, we want a can made of this material, because it has to be strong to hold it, right? This material, right, and this size and this shape, and you calculus for that. Can't do it algebra. You see? It's called a max minimum problem. Check it out. So a lot of things you see about electricity, electronics, a lot of stuff requires calculus, which students could never do it with the level of math they have. They'd have to submit to Adams, accept Adams math, like the Shia has done. See? And Yin has not. And so therefore, now you got the math, college math that's coming up, that's advanced, more advanced than this, which they don't have the ability to learn it. See, like you take a person that's mentally challenged, they may be able to learn add subtraction, but they can't. You talk about multiplication division, they can't go anywhere with that one. And that was their mind. Is the lesson teacher that they cannot go to the next level. Calculus and matrix, that kind of stuff, is as high as they can go. See? So the INJIL is the next level. That means you got to exercise. Because right here, how do you learn this? You have to go to school to learn. You have to study. The calculus, nobody, it doesn't hit you in the ass and you say, okay, I got it. You have to go and study. You got to go to the mental gym. They call it college. And study. Right? And you got to lift, and it's hard. And some people hard than others, but you still can do it. Like, it may be hard to lift 50 pounds for a female than a male, but she can do it. She just has to work a little harder. And that's the story. And that's the thing is that how you think the INJIL says that's super gym. That's the Hulk gym. You got to really get in there and perform. And that's why no one's out there is able to break any of these seals. Because it's too hard, man. I can't help it. Well, that's on you. Because that means you ain't going to make it to the next level. It's as simple as that. And you want to hear something else? Because we're not going to have it based on this idea. So all things new. It's based on new way of thinking. Mathematics. And if you don't want to do the only reason why you ain't doing it, because you're too goddamn lazy to do it, period. Only reason you're lifting that 50 pounds because you're too goddamn lazy to do it. It's simple. It's as simple as that. You don't like it, I don't give a damn. That's the truth. You're just too goddamn lazy to do it. So that means you won't suffer the consequence. That's what a disbeliever is. Disbeliever is someone too damn lazy, or they don't really want, they don't want to. Either they don't want to or they're just too lazy to do it. Oh, man, I don't want to go to jail. I don't know that stuff, okay? That means you get lost. When New World come in, you get lost. Or you're just too lazy to do it. That's why you're not doing it. So the point is, that's why I said, I said I'll be totally awake, because I've been busting my ass for 30-some years. Like, it's everything it's like was pulling teeth. Every verse I got, doing that ladder was hard. It was not easy. I told you, none of this came easy. Every bit was hard. Had to work hard to figure out. Some things took me like a year or so, constantly thinking, trying to figure this damn thing out, man. Some of it took like a year, 2 or 3 years before I could make sense of it. I just kept, trying, oh, man. And then you think you'll come along and, right, and pour a little lotion on, perfume, and all of a sudden, man, you got it made? That's what you think? Okay, you hold on to that idea. You hold on to that idea. See what happens to you. See? That's part of the reason to go to tribulation. See? You don't want to think. Now that's part of what the devil did to you, but the point is, once you turn into a diamond, that means now, right, you're supposed to break that mold. Because now you're supposed to be thinking high. So if you ain't, that means you can. That's why you had to go to tribulation. So you had the ability to move to the next level. Those people that didn't go to tribulation, their minds went, because you had to go, your mind had to be very strong to make it through the Holocaust. Because they put us up, they put everything against us, everything. They threw everything at you. So now your mind is at that level, but now what you going to do? What you going to do with it? So I'm just telling you like it is. It says, you had to wash your robes and love brother and lamb, and if you understand INJIL, that's what it's talking about. You got to, and that's on the lower level, so he's got to qualify on that level. See? Period. You know, if ands about it. So if you haven't done it because you're too goddamn lazy to do it, that's your problem. I don't waste my time. I spend a lot of time pushing people, helping people, wasting my time. I got time for that. And I still got to do this. And I'm like I said, I worked all day trying to fix this problem. These people come at me all this, mess my systems up. And I got to figure this out and then try to explain it. Everything I had to really think it through. It didn't come out. I said, oh man, none of it was easy. Even now, if I go and find a new verse in the Bible that I haven't looked at before, I got to study that damn thing. I got to look at it real hard, study it. And sometime, right, I look at it, oh damn. I know it's going to take me a while to figure it because I said, man, because I don't know where it's going. Sometimes I mean it could make sense, like some of these things you got, like the one I did yesterday, chapter 18. You got to connect a lot of dots with that one. And you take 13 right here. You got to go into Daniel to figure this one out. What I'm doing today. But if you don't know anything about Daniel, see, I'm not going to. I said I'm move on because I said I'll keep it short. But if you think I sit around here, and I was sitting around here, man, getting high, and man, they bring one of those beers or whatever here, man. Oh man, this beef is smoking. And look, hey man, goddamn man, hey, that's what that verse means. You think that's how it happened? You think that's how it happened? Really? That's why I said I wish I had never messed that weed in Vietnam, because man, that made it harder. Because I used to think quicker before. When I started thinking, I knew the difference between how I was afterwards. I wasn't. It slowed me down, so it made that much harder. It's like, if you're out there, you've been taking good care of yourself, right? And you go to the gym, okay. But what if you're out there partying, smoking, everything else? You go to the gym, it's gonna be harder because because you kind of mess yourself up a little bit, and that's what happened to me. It was harder. Then it wouldn't normally be. And it was hard as hell, and it's been hard as hell. And right now, if I go and look at a new verse there, sometimes I say, oh man, why I want to do that? But I know that verse is turning on another muscle in my brain. I know I need it, so turn on another one. Like I was saying about the situation about getting rid of demons in their children, right? See, I mean, that side of the brain, I knew basically, but I saw a few muscles in your head and got to. And I looked at it, oh, damn, man, that's going to affect the sisters. See what I'm saying? Because I got a few muscles in there that I hadn't got to yet. And I said, oh, man, because I just saw it, man, hey. I was lifting right here, but then there's muscles inside of muscles. I said, oh, man. I get rid of the demons that children, that's going to affect the sisters. They're going to be emotional about that. See what I'm saying? So every time I go in there, I get more insight. That's why I go and get more. Like lately, I've been going and getting more and more verses. Because I know those little muscles I got all the big muscles. I got all the big muscles. But the little small ones, little hidden ones, right? I got to get them all. See, I haven't got them all yet. I told you I haven't got them all. I had to decide whether, hey, I'm going to go ahead and keep on working on that. It might have been 30 years altogether, or start getting information out. We're on, brothers and sisters. Building that ladder. Right? And if it's so easy, how come none of you have been able to even build one wrong? If it's so easy, how come none of you even break out in a verse? One verse. If the gym's so easy, how come you ain't been able to pick up 10 pounds yet? You've been going there a year, 4 years, you ain't pick up 10 pounds yet. So you've been what you been doing? You going to talking? Like I was at the gym the other day, this brother walked up on me, man, and I'm trying. And I don't talk to him. That's one reason I don't talk to people. I don't talk to anybody anyway, to tell you the truth, right? I definitely don't speak to devils. And the other reason I don't talk to anybody because, man, next day, I'm in the gym for 3 hours. Then I end up 2 hours talking to somebody else. No, I'm here to get the workout. So he busted on me. I'm trying to do presses, man, and he told me 15 minutes, man. I lost 15 minutes on that. I started to go rude and to say, man, but you move out the way, let me finish doing my workout. But the brother, he's trying to, he cuts his braids off and everything else. So I said, okay, let me Let me deal with it, bro, a little bit. You know, so let's move on. I tell you, he said, deal shrewdly with them. What do you think Front Charles talking about? Putting homegrown criminals. Who do you think those homegrown criminals are? I already said this about this. Says you don't need to advertise. She do. Let's move on. Okay, let's go to 13 here. I'm gonna go through very quickly, brothers and sisters. Let me check my sound again. I said this stuff's going in and out. Let me do it, Luke. Okay, still. Okay, you can read at your leisure, brothers and sisters. I'll just got it quickly. But I give a thing here, and it says, I saw out of the wild beast stepping up, having horns 10 and heads 7, right? And upon the horns of it 10 diadems, and upon the heads of them. Okay, I got that backwards, but since the horns, the diadems should have been on the horns, not on the heads. Okay, so that's backwards. I'm definitely going to correct that tomorrow. I'm not going to do it right now. And upon the heads with names of blasphemy, right? So the reason why it should be here, because this is talking about the time when Armageddon is going on, and now China India is rising. So that's a big error. I'm fighting this thing. I'm making excuses. I'm fighting this thing all day, and so I've rushed to try to put something together, talk to somebody tonight, and I just didn't pay close attention. Like I said, I've been fighting this all day. I don't even talk about it. I was really upset, right? Because one thing I fixed, another thing go wrong, and that some monitors don't work and won't, and it's all messed up. And then sound went out, and then I fixed the sound. Then the other went out, and just one thing after another. Okay, and the wild beast I saw was like a leopard. See, this comes back into this connects to Daniel. Now, I'm not going into detail about that, but this connects to Daniel because this is where Daniel and Revelation connect, because Daniel has 12 chapters to it. So the 13th is actually the 13th of, you don't know that connection. I've never really explained connection in detail, but they're connected. But what they come out here, the reason why they're because they're trying to isolate this one, Farrakhan. He's that mouth they talk about. I'm not going to. I'm going to maybe explain better tomorrow. And they talk about this dragon, right? And one of the heads having something like that. Okay, the one slaughtered the death heads talking about here. It's talking about this one here. I'm going through it quickly, bro. So this one here talking about America, because America was talking about during World War II where they was attacked by Japan. Okay, that's another story. Going through it quickly. Here's that mouth again. It said this mouth, right, will make war with the saints. See, for 42 years, that's Farrakhan. And overcome them. And I asked the question, I says, well, are you, they would tell you they're the same. I don't even want to go into that. Because the thing is that those people over there with him, whether they're knowingly or not unknowingly or whatever reason it is, there's absolutely nothing they can't find. Any script. They're not talking scripture over there. They don't even try it because they talk scripture. Farrakhan's dead. There's no scripture, absolutely no scripture whatsoever to back up that bullshit he's talking about. He calls so Peter. Okay, Peter got problems. Peter was destroying everything Elijah. Jesus going around opening people's, opening their minds up, make so they hear the truth. And he was cutting it off. That's Peter. So how the hell is that good? Then Aaron, as soon as Elijah leave, he turned the people against the God and everything else. So he need to go back in Egypt. He stay in Egypt. So how's Aaron? No matter what rock he calls under, right? He's full of shit. There's no scripture that backs up. There's nothing that backs up that shit he's talking about. Not even anything Elijah Muhammad taught. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Nothing that backs up anything. And all these other clowns out there, there's nothing that backs up what they're saying. None of them are talking scripture, not one of them. They making up shit. I only want to talk scripture is myself. I don't bullshit around it. I don't skip verses and all that kind of stuff, right? I explain it all. The only one I spoke in scripture is myself. None of them are talking scripture, none of them. They make up stuff. They make up all kinds of BS, philosophy. Farrakhan's big on philosophy, right? But none of them are talking scripture. And Farrakhan, he's Job. Well, Job wasn't cursed. So Job would have children afterwards. He lost children. Farrakhan had no children anymore. Well, they go so super grafting. Plus, the state he's in. So in no matter ways, whatever he calls under, he's still shit. You can't find anything. That's what I'm saying. So people, you said, what the hell are they on here? And I said, none of these clowns here. Then Ben X, Silas, none of them are talking scripture. None of them. None of them are talking scripture. They find some verse, they mix stuff up, and right away, you just read the next verse, they say, kills the verse they had said. They all say, we ain't going nowhere. That means they don't understand vectors or anything. They don't talk pressure, they don't talk vectors, they don't talk anything. Because they're all, so you say, how in the hell are they getting wrong with that stuff? Because you don't want to think. Because if you start thinking, they're dead. And that's what angels here to make you start thinking. So therefore, you go to tribulation, you're going to force you to think, otherwise you're going to die. If you don't think, that's the only way you're going to get a tribulation to think. If you don't think, you're going to die, period. It's as simple as that. So if you don't want to think, that's you. Because the reason why you do it, you don't want to put in, because, it's too hard. Yeah, it's supposed to be, it's really hard. Because if those guys that all those, you think they were sitting around eating Cheetos and they got muscles big as mountains? That took a lot of hard work. Even if they were taking steroids, it still took a lot of hard work. Still took a lot of hard work, even if they were taking steroids or whatever. So if you want to get like that, you can't get around saying, well, man, I think I'll go to the gym once a month. I spend 3 hours there. You think that's not going to happen? You got to be intense. See? So I give it to them. It took a lot of energy to do that. That means that tells you we got a lot of energy. It's just controlled by someone else. We got to control ourselves. But if they apply energy to here, god damn, how powerful they be? See? And so it took the 4 winds to blow for you to wake up and start applying this. It says you sink or swim. That's why I go tribulation. So when you go tribulation, the Lamb won't be with you. And the only reason you're going tribulation because Elijah Muhammad set you on the right path and you turned away from it. If you had listened to Elijah Muhammad and stayed with him, you received this message covenant, you had 30 years, man, you'd have been there by now. You'd have been there by now. And that was you just brought down the system by now. Because remember, you bring a new reality in with your new mind. See? New, like I said, you bring in new ideas that they can't comprehend. You think somebody 100 years ago comprehended computers and all that kind of stuff? What the hell is that stuff? They'll be lost. And so you come up with new ideas, new technologies. Like Master Muhammad, he's got new technology. They lost. They said it take 1 million years for them to figure out how to do something like that. That's what they're saying. They lost. They cannot. It's impossible. They can't figure out how to do it. It's totally beyond their imagination. And you're going to come with the same thing. You're going to come with a new creation that they cannot understand. It's impossible. No more than gorilla can understand this one. So let's move on. I said quickly, but I'm not move quick fast enough. And then it's talking about, and when worship, talking to the ones that worship, they start these demons, that the one dwell on the earth. See? Worshiping the beast, America and false Israel. And then here's they had 2 horns like a lamb. Right? Remember these 2 horns are, if you read the ark, these 2 horns are 2 horns of the lamb. Lamb has 7 horns. These are 2 of them. 2 horns like a lamb, spoke like a dragon. That's this one here. That's what he's talking about. This beast. Right? And then he's talking about this. And this 666 says one was killed by death, was slaughtered by death, but his wound was healed. Let me bring this up like this, brothers and sisters. And wow. This was really, it's late. That's this one. Okay. The next one is this one. It's the image of the beast that's wounded by the sword. See? He's the image of it. That means, you look at this here, what kind of government they got? It's modeled after this one. What they call prime minister and everything else. It's modeled. It's actually image of this. It's the same. They use the same government system that the British have. Same one. As I said, that's what it means. Image. Well, he's going to image. Going to be like an image on the internet, and they better be working. No, they see that's how stupid they are. It's nothing like that. That's what it means. It'd be image of this. The government, the same type. Right. So if you go look at the government of false Israel and the government, that's where it got. They didn't adopt this one. The presidency and the Congress, they adopted this one. See? And then the last one, the one won by the sword, but it wasn't healed. That means they lost their empire. See, this here was healed. They became empire after Japan, wounded by death. But this one lost their empire. Their wounds were not healed. That's what's talking about here. Okay, let's move on. And then 666. See? It says it has a face of a man. Well, we know understand face of a man is somebody like here. So you look up 6. That's talking about Obama. But you're gonna see they laugh at me when I talk about Obama. Oh, see, he's involved in that. But that's what 666 is. 666 is these are 666 America, Britain, and false Israel, right? But when they talk about the image of it, said he has an image. Right? Has his wisdom, having mind calculate the number is the number of a man. Okay? So they connect him with that. And that's no story I talk to him all the time. I'm going to go through this quickly. Okay, that's it, brothers and sisters. I'll leave it there. Leave it there, brothers and sisters. Hopefully I can pull things together. I can go into more detail tomorrow, right? But remember, it's up to you. If you have the reason why it tells you got to climb that ladder. You got to wash road, but it tells you. That's the level you got to get in the Lamb's Book of Life. Now, how many ways it's going to tell you? You got to be up to the level, and the reason why it means you can. That's why you went to the hard course. So if you haven't, that means you don't want to, you don't give a damn, or you're just too lazy. Or you're caught up in this world's life. Either way. I didn't double check. Let me double check something, brothers and sisters. Wow. I didn't even pay attention to that. Okay, let me go this quickly. I remember that yesterday I forgot to check it again. The way it's displaying on the screen over there. They got me on that one too. And I just didn't notice it. I'll make sure I get it tomorrow. Okay. It's showing okay here though. I don't know why it's showing so badly over there. I don't know why it's happening. Okay, wait a second. Wait a couple of minutes to get it back up. Yeah, it's showing okay. Yeah, see, that's wrong. So I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh. Then why is it doing it? I said they got all kinds of problems since I have here. Okay, let me walk through it. Not sure why it's doing that. Go through each one carefully, slowly. See, one of the things, if they can take and make this look silly or stupid, or that's one thing, make it look ridiculous or bad, people won't pay attention to it. Because right now, most people pay attention to, things that's glamorous and slick, and so it makes it look like stupid. So, yeah, that's okay. So I wonder what's going on. Wow. Isolate this thing. It's going to take a long forever to test this out. Just started doing it yesterday. It shows half the screen or partial screen. Okay. I guess it's going to be a while before it shows it. I'm not sure. Why does this have anything to do with it? That looks okay. I'm sure that's going to be okay. Nothing I could worry about. Now it looks okay. Presentation's over, brothers and sisters. I'm just checking something on why it's not displaying correctly. Oh, that's going to be a problem either. Okay, now, I'm not sure why I was doing it before. I don't know. Okay, now.